Hi everyone, guess what time it is? It's time for Bariatrics and Tips. I am Michelle Geeson, your hostess with the mostest, and today's recipe demonstration is going to be amazing. We are making homemade protein crackers today, and essentially it's a very basic, good base recipe that you can use to cater to your tastes, okay? So I'm gonna show you a variation that I enjoy, a couple ways to change it up a little, and then ultimately I'm gonna throw it to you and you are gonna be able to do exactly what you want to do for your own taste buds. Welcome, Maya, my camera girl. Say hiya, Maya.
Hi.
Maya's in charge of letting me know commentary. So if you have any questions or concerns about any of the methods or gadgets or ingredients that you see here today, please let me know so that way I can answer those questions. I will make sure that I review the transcripts also after the broadcast, so that way if I didn't address your questions, I can certainly do that. One of the things that we all have in common is that we are all on a weight loss journey, whether it's bariatric, overall wellness, combating diabetes. It doesn't matter the reason, you are in the right place, because I have bariatricized great recipes and created my own in an effort to live large, cook and eat small, and find flavor in everything that I do. I firmly believe that flavor and color add so much into not feeling deprived, because when we feel deprived, we want something all the more. And this cracker recipe definitely rivals any other cracker recipe out there, I think. It's just chock full of protein, okay? So Maya, any comments so far? Nope, yes, no, maybe so? Okay, cool. We are gonna dive right in, and I am gonna actually ask Maya to show and tell the crackers that I have here. These are rosemary and garlic. Actually, they're kind of my favorite, so these are rosemary and garlic too. And you can see they have some really good crunch. I've got cheese flavor here, so these are kind of like Cheez-Its. These are absolutely delicious. My daughter even liked them. She said they're not bad, so I'll take it. Back up here, please. We will show you how to do this. I think the biggest part of this challenge for making crackers is making sure you roll it thin enough. Thin, but not too thin. If you roll it thick, you get something that maybe is more like a flatbread. You can roll the rest of the extra dough into little breadsticks. Those are good too. So you can see the sky is the limit. Maya, why don't you come around here and we will discuss ingredients. Hello. All right, so basic cracker recipe ingredients. Let's get it done as we go. Oh, Maya, I gotta go in the fridge and I gotta get the egg whites. I bought a container of egg whites because with eggs being $1,000 a dozen right now, I did not want to have to worry about wasting the yolks. So 6 tablespoons of egg whites. Come on over here, Maya, let's focus on the bowl. So this measuring cup does 4 at a time. So I'm gonna do 4 plus 2. We got okay, so 6 egg whites. Hi Lisa, welcome. Glad that you're here. 6 egg whites. We want a half a cup of lupin flour. Now Maya, if you can focus on this lupin flour, I introduced it on our group page earlier, yesterday or maybe the day before, but lupin flour is amazing. It's from the lupin bean and it is naturally high in protein, okay? It's very low in carbs. When I look at the nutrition facts, you've got 12 grams of total carbs, but you have 11 grams of fiber. So that nets out to 1 gram of carbs, which is very appealing to me. They are gluten-free because it comes from a bean. It's high in fiber, it's high in antioxidants. It's ideal for people that are watching their blood sugars. It's just so wonderful. Other stuff that I read about it is that it improves bowel health, which would make sense if it's high in fiber. And so we are going to use a half a cup of this. I buy this on Amazon. This is the only brand I will buy. I tried 2 brands at the beginning, a year or 2 ago when I first discovered it, and this is the brand that I like best. It comes in a 2-pack on Amazon, so it's very economical. And usually you just don't need a lot all at once, so it kind of stands the test of time. I will post the link again for you if you're interested in purchasing it. But right now we need a 1/2 cup. So let's get our 1/2 cup. Come on. There's our 1/2 cup. All right. Now we are going to need, put that aside, we are going to need olive oil, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Don't let the 2 tablespoons worry you. This is really, olive oil is a good fat. You know, with it being soluble at room temperature, it's not going to clog your arteries. It's the good stuff. And when you spread it over the serving size, you're talking minuscule. I'll go over the nutrition facts in just a little bit. And the one thing I'm going to do these 2 tablespoons, and then I need to break away for a quick second. I've got a batch that I'm going to put in. Oh, hey, Casey. Oh, good. I'm glad you placed it in the cart. Bear with me here for 1 second. I just want to put this in and start my timer. Okay. Timing it perfectly. So we've got, oh, Casey, side note, when you do try it, please make sure you let us know. Let me know. I really, really love the feedback. I have spent a lot of time using my kitchen as a test kitchen for these crackers. I've made 3 different kinds. I've made the everything bagel, I've made cheese, and I've made the rosemary and garlic. They're all wonderful. The rosemary and garlic, I'll get to that. It's amazing. Okay, let's keep going on the ingredients. So let's recap. We did 6 tablespoons of egg whites, a 1/2 cup of lupin flour, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil. We need up to a teaspoon of salt. And what I do is I cater, come on up here for a second. I cater the amount of salt that I'm putting in around what flavor I'm putting in. Now the rosemary garlic seasoning that I use seems to be a little on the salty side, so I'm only going to use a 1/2 teaspoon here. You can cater that ingredient exactly, to what you want. So I've got that in there. And then we're going to do 4 scoops of unflavored protein powder. And you want to be careful of this because you want to make sure that you're using like a low-cal protein powder. I've tried a few different protein powders for this. I did not like the Gene Pro. I thought that it was too dry, even for a cracker. What I settled on was pea protein powder. You can get this on Amazon. You can get it locally too. I know I saw it at Meijer. But I liked it because of the color. It's got a neutral color, so it's not going to turn it like if you used a darker protein powder that was green, you're not going to have that. You're not going to have a green cracker. That might be good in March, but not right now. So you're going to use 4 scoops of this protein powder. This particular protein powder, 2 scoops is only 18 calories. 15 grams of protein, and it really resembles the texture of flour, and that's the other reason why I used it. So let me get 4 of them in. Maya, why don't you come a little closer? All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we got the pea protein powder. So now we are going to deal with like our seasonings. This is where this becomes your recipe. You use a tablespoon or 2 of whatever you want. Today we're going to use rosemary garlic. Pan in on this, Maya. I bought this at Sam's Club and I am addicted because it makes a really good chicken marinade and it makes an amazing cracker. And so this canister is a 6 1/4 ounce canister. It costs just over $4. It was a no-brainer for me. My spice cabinet will never be without this from now on, mark my word. Okay, so we are going to do a tablespoon, and I'm going to do a heaping tablespoon just because I have done this before. Now, this is where you can change it up a little bit. You could make a garden vegetable cracker, which is amazing. You can do Cheez-Its by using cheese powder. Now, I know that Sam's Club has a cheese powder. This I got on Amazon because I didn't realize you can get it at Sam's Club until I was there recently and saw that they had cheese powder. But really good to make a cauliflower mac and cheese with this also. Don't knock it till you try it, Maya. She is rolling her eyes at me, but this is really good stuff. Liquid gold, or powdered gold, as I should say. So you can, that's how I made these cheese crackers. All right, so you can put whatever seasoning you want. That is the moral of that story, okay? So now we've got our ingredients in there, and we are ready to get the show on the road. So you wanna make sure that you get it mixed up nice. You can just, bless you, was that a sneeze or a cough? Both? All right, here we go. You're gonna mix it. It's gonna end up being a pretty wet, sticky mixture. And that is, what was that? Was that the oven? Or was that Dad downstairs? Fun stuff. All right, we just heard a boom. All right, so it's starting to look really, really good. Now, because of the sticky nature of this, the method that I perfected for myself, you can try it, do what works for you. This is where it gets, where your creativity and your patience will serve you well. Okay, Maya, I'm gonna add, well, I guess you can stay right here. So, no, right here. So I've got a piece, look over here. I've got a piece of parchment paper. It is, hi Lori, glad you're here. It's got two sides of it and it's creased and it fits my cookie sheet. I am gonna take this and I'm gonna fold it I'm gonna put it the vertical way, and I'm gonna get this mixture onto the parchment paper. You can see, Maya, if you come over here please and focus on this ball of dough. Here is where you wanna mold it into a ball and maybe pat it into a disc. Okay, just like you were making sugar cookies or something. Put it in the center of your parchment paper and fold it. This is where patience will serve you well, young Jedi, okay? So this way we don't have to extra flour the concoction. All right, hold on. All right. We are gonna roll this. And we are gonna, the object is to fill all of this space, okay? I need to step away and get the thing out of the oven real quick. Bear with me here for a second, you guys. I think I'll just do this. All right. I had one starting to bake so that way I can show you both phases, okay? So this is where, I apologize, it might be boring for a little bit, but the more you turn this, the more you are going to get it right. I want this to reach as far over as it can, and I want to get it as square as I can. Now, I am not a queen of rolling, that is for sure. I have tried very, very hard to perfect this, and it ain't gonna be pretty, you guys, but the final will be lovely. Plus, they'll be delicious. So it's all good. If anyone has any questions during this time, this is an ideal time. All right, but you can see that it's rolling out rather nicely, and we're starting to increase that surface area. It's very, very important. The crunchiness is dictated by how flat or how thin you can get the cracker. And really what I did was I went into the cupboard and I took out a wheat thin to figure out how thin I needed to get this. And that is kind of what I'm striving for here. Something to the effect of a wheat thin, or maybe even a little thinner. I just like to be able to have a crunch. I like to keep these at my desk. And if I need to crunch on something, this is a very low calorie, high protein way to do it. Okay? Any questions right now, Maya?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
What are you making?
I am making homemade protein crackers for those of you that are just tuning in to this broadcast. These are chock full of protein. They are low calorie. They are made with lupin flour, which is an amazing flour that is low carb and high protein. All right. So you can always check your handiwork and take it out. Ooh, and see how you did. Where do you find the recipe? Carol, thank you for asking that. This recipe will post on our Bariatric Tips page today at 3 o'clock, okay? So you will have that. Now this is ready to cut. You are going to, hold on, more questions. The parchment actually peels really well, Casey. Who was the last one? How long do they last once you bake them? Well, they will last for several days. I kind of divide them into the serving size, and then I will put them in little plastic bags and keep them. And they maintain their crunch, and they're absolutely delicious. So now I'm going to use a pizza cutter, and I'm just going to cut them. You can cut them however small or big you want. I tend to just cut it in half, and then I cut the halves in half, and then I cut those halves in half, and then, or sometimes in thirds, like I'm gonna do right now, and then I keep going. So these are gonna go into the oven, 400 degrees, for 6 minutes to start, okay? 6 minutes to start because we need them to bake a little bit before we can break them apart and finish the baking process. These are super good. You can even crunch them up and make put them on your salad just for that added crunch. So they're kind of a little bit smaller than a wheat thin. Some of them, you know, you can get as creative as you want. The extra dough, you can, you know, the edges, these edges will probably get a little crispy, so you might have a few casualties. But other than that, then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the paper in half. You are going to need the other half. So cut it and then just put it aside. Get this on your baking sheet. Come on over here, Maya. Maya, before you focus on the oven, I wanna make sure that you're looking inside the oven and not on top because I already took that out. So I'm gonna put these in the oven for 6 minutes. All right, now come on out. Come on up here, Maya. So now 6 minutes later, boom, these came out of the oven. I made a few into little pretzels and a little breadstick. So now what we're gonna do, after they come out of the oven, you will take this off, put that extra piece of paper on, and you are going to flip them, okay? Look at how nice and golden they got. These are cheese crackers, by the way, if you haven't guessed, okay? I decided I was gonna make both, okay? So my goal is we will get these all ready to bake. You can see there's a few crispy ones on the end. That's to be expected. If you got those, you know you're doing something right. And that crispiness is probably coming just due to the fact that the edges are probably not as even as the middle, and that's okay. They're not fully baked yet, so they're not super crunchy. All right. Yep, no sticking. That is the bottom line. You don't want them to stick. This needs to be a fun thing. And this is pretty fun. It's been kind of challenging trying to get these to be easy and fun, but I think the rolling was probably the hardest part for me. But I've learned a lot since rolling cookies out for Christmas and such. The other thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray them lightly with some olive oil spray. And I should have done this for the other one too. And then I'm going to pop them back in the oven. Let's get these in there too. I had extra dough and I was getting irritated. So I made a little breadstick and I made little pretzels. What brand of flour? I'm using Lupin flour, Carol. I'm not quite sure if you saw that, but let me put these in the oven and then I can show you that again. These are gonna go in for another 4 minutes. So let me set, how do you use that? I'm so used, kitchen timer 4. Whoops. Kitchen timer 4. Start. Start? Timer. Oh my God, you guys. There we go. I haven't used that in a while. I usually use the oven. So again, Lupin flour. Let's go ahead while it's baking and talk about the nutrition content in this. And then I have a couple other things I can tell you, and then hopefully we'll have everything out of the oven so at least you can see it come out. So the nutrition content for these crackers, this recipe makes 8 equal servings. So whether you weigh them on a scale, it's probably easier to weigh them on a scale and count out 8 separate servings. If you count pieces, because they're not all exactly uniform, it might differ a little bit, but you could put little cups out. I mean, however you want to do it. 8 servings. 8 servings deliver 74 calories, 4.4 grams of carbs, 3.3 grams of, back up. 74 calories, 4.4 grams of fat, 3.3 grams of carbs, and a whopping 8 grams of protein. So perfect for a snack. I always like my protein snacks to be 100 calories or less, and this fits the bill for that. You can serve them. I made, Maya, come on over here. This is garden veggie dip used with garden veggie seasoning, a tablespoon to a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt with my garlic and rosemary cracker that oddly looks like a wheat thin. Crunchy, delicious, and yes, I'm double dipping. Because you're not going to have it, Maya, right? Is someone saying something? Yeah? Well, come here, show me. All right. This is the garden veggie. It is a Pampered Chef item. How much sugar? Well, I don't know that. I will answer your question when I get my phone back, because right now I'm using my phone to broadcast this. I did not add any sugar to it. So let me see when I pounded it out on MyFitnessPal, that's where I calculate all my recipes. I will let you know how much sugar as soon as the broadcast is over. Just a really good snack, very easy to change up. I have a garlic spice that I want to try with it, but right now I have so many crackers I can't even see straight. But a really great recipe. I really, really hope you like it. While we're waiting, it looks like we've got 2 more minutes before that batch comes out. If you guys have other questions, I want to talk about next week's recipe demonstration is stuffed chicken. So if you have never made stuffed chicken before, you are in for a treat. It is delicious. I first started making stuffed chicken for my son and my husband, and I would stuff it with stuffing. And then I started stuffing mine with like broccoli and mushrooms and asparagus and spinach, and it is delicious. So I can't wait to show that to you. The other thing I want to talk about really quick, if you haven't seen, is someone asking something? Let's see. Who's asking what? Are you no, you would think that I was a Pampered Chef consultant, but no, I'm not. I'm a Pampered Chef addict. 2 separate things. Actually, I suppose they could be one and the same. And if my friend Sherry is watching, eventually I will be a consultant. Do you need to use organic pea protein powder? Kim, no, you don't, but I think you'd be surprised on Amazon. I wasn't actually looking for organic pea protein, but that's kind of what happened. So, okay, hold on. One more question. Okay, hold on. How did you find out about the lupin flour? I've never heard of it. Neither did I until I was doing research about high protein flours, and I just happened to come across it a couple of years ago. And it's amazing. It's so good. It's so versatile. And if you do a keyword search on our group page for lupin flour or lupin pizza, I make an amazing lupin flour pizza crust that seriously is one of my favorite ones of all time. More questions? Let's do it. Let's see. Mary Cox. Oh, hi. What are you looking? Yes, it is a legume, Lenore. It is. Let's get this stuff out of the oven. Come on over. All right, so this one is ready to roll. This one needs to be flipped. So let's check this out. So now what you want to do once these are done, these are the cheese crackers. I'm taking the little pretzel doohickeys off. They need to be taken off, and they need to be dried on a raised rack, because that's how they're gonna keep their crispiness. So come on over, Maya. I'm just pouring these onto a raised rack. Incidentally, you guys, I am hosting a Pampered Chef party at the end of the month, so if you would like an invite, please let me know. I do it every January, and I do it every June because I am an addict. But no, I'm not a consultant. All right, so there we go. Keep going. Cruise on in, and you can see those. Now let's come over here for a second, Miss Maya. And so now the batch that we made came out of the oven, and I'm just putting that other piece of paper that we cut off underneath it, and then I'm gonna flip it. Oh, and it's already flipping itself. All right. And then this is where you can break them off. That's why you're scoring them at the beginning. I mean, I think it would be fine if you wanted to leave them, but I like every cracker to have its own individuality. All right, so there we go. And these are gonna go back in the oven for another 4 minutes. If after 4 minutes, you don't think that they're baked enough, keep them in. Just make sure that you're micromanaging that oven. The recipe will tell you 3 to 5 minutes. And I guess it really depends on your oven. But these are looking really good. Thanks, Lenore. This is a great recipe. Like I said, I spent a lot of time trying to perfect this. I think someone in the fall asked me about a cracker recipe. And I apologize if it's you. I don't know who it was. But on things where like, what do you want to see in upcoming episodes? Someone said crackers. And I'm like, you know what? That is amazing. I am all about the crackers. This is the olive oil spray, just to ensure crispiness. This is going to go back for 4 minutes, but I'm not going to make you sit here and watch because I know your time is precious. But that's the show today. I hope you liked it. What a fun time. Lots of crackers. I got my dip. I got my crackers. And now I've got a really nice snack. Okay? Pretty good crunch. Now you get to see me chew. So, next week is the 22nd. Stuffed chicken. Can't wait to show it to you. The last thing I wanted to talk about was my necklace. I think it's very, very important for everyone to have what's called an anchor, something to refer to, especially during times of stress and times of trouble, something to keep you on pace, something that motivates you, whether it's an object, a quote, or a quote that you make into a necklace like I did. Maya, can you zoom in so everyone can see? Find joy in the journey. This is my 2023 mantra that I am sharing with Bariatric and Tips and you. If you would like the chance to have a necklace, the really good thing about these is it's very inexpensive and you can choose the color to cater to you. Okay, hold on, I'm coming around because there's a question. I came in late. Will you please post the full recipe? Yes, the recipe again will be posted at 3. But remember to have joy, find joy in the journey. Joy means jubilance over yourself. Celebrate every aspect of your journey, every milestone, whether you consider it to be bigger or small. You've got this. This journey is what you make of it, and it's an opportunity to explore in the kitchen, to explore at the gym, to explore outside, and just to get to know yourself better. Every aspect of that. So if you want to find joy in the journey and you would like to have your own necklace, that link is posted on our Bariatric Tips Facebook page, okay? Thanks again for spending time with me. I appreciate all your questions. And if you have more questions, please put them down and I will go back through the transcript and I will answer them all, especially the one about the sugar, okay? Have a great day. Bye.